Hey, we're going to be talking about the rule of three, something I came up with quite a long time ago about how to best make the fastest improvement that you possibly can. And that's often difficult, isn't it? So I came up with the rule of threes, I guess mainly by accident because I was doing it eventually, just through trial and error. So what is the rule of threes? It's about taking any endeavor or challenge you're working on and trying something that's within your limits but still pushing you. Second time, trying something that's just pushing to the fringe where you almost can't get it. And the last time, trying something beyond your limits. So let's give you some examples. Obviously, I'm probably talking to people that are interested in building chops, endurance, power, tone, range, and maybe you've studied with other teachers. You've got a stack of books in your library, your office, or your bedroom, and you're giving it your all, and you're giving it some good elbow grease. You're still not seeing a lot of results. You might want to try employing the rule of threes. Here we go. For example, if you're going to build range, let's just pretend you've been using the Claude Gordon. You know, where basically you're going up in long tones in many different ways, but we'll just use arpeggios to save about 51 other ways that you could do it. So if you're going up in arpeggios, the rule of threes would suggest that you definitely tackle one that's tough for you, but a little bit out of your reach, but you can still get it. So let me give you an example. If you have a high E range, that would be like you definitely getting up to D's or E flats and just nailing the heck out of it. I'm talking trumpet, folks, so for the brasses you'll have to kind of transpose. Now for the second part of the rule of threes, you want to do something you can barely get. So if your range is E, you know that you could probably barely, by the skin of your teeth, get an F, right? Or maybe an F sharp. So you're going to try to tackle that F or F sharp. And then the last part is to go for something you can't get. And here's where most people miss the boat, folks. Most people, especially when it comes to the physical side of this instrument, or any brass instrument, never even bother to do this because it is a little painful and it takes some blood, sweat, and tears and a real determined attitude. You need to go for something that you can't do. So for example, if you have a high E on trumpet and you've never got a double G, this is the third part of the rule of threes. You need to go for that double G. Even, pay attention, even if nothing is coming out. If you hit air, if a squeak comes out, but you're going to blow as if you're playing at 2 or 3 Fs. So that's an example of the rule of threes. That will get you a lot more than just going up to your highest note and repeating it 2 or 3 times and then stopping. That doesn't quite cut it. That might get you something the first round or two, but really it's not going to get you very far, in my opinion. And also, in my experience of watching, hundreds and hundreds of brass players try to increase their range and endurance. So let's back up again. The rule of threes. Number 1, you're going to do something, and I'm just giving you the Claude Gordon, for example. It could be anything. You could use this as, let's think classical trumpet. You could have 3 different classical orchestral excerpts. One that you can do, but it's pushing your limits. One that's just about out of your limits. We're talking technique and fingers and octaves and everything else. And then one, maybe like the Hindemith or some Vivaldi or any Baroque piccolo piece, for example, you couldn't do, but you're going to try it anyway. So I'm trying to get you to think out of the box. That's when we're talking about technique. Lead trumpet wise, you're going to try a piece that you can do range wise, technique wise, but it's going to push you a little bit. Then you're going to try one that that's just going to be on the fringe. You're probably not going to sound that great on it. Last, you might just open up Gordon Goodwin's Big Fat Band lead trumpet book, or pull out a Buddy Rich chart or Maynard Ferguson and go for it, knowing full well that you're probably going to butcher most of it. But it's the fact that you're kind of faking it until you make it. That's the key in that last one. So the rule of threes for all brass players, actually for any musical endeavor. In fact, I've even used it in some non-musical endeavors, and it really works quite well. So just to recap one more time, whatever you're working on, do something that's going to push you a little bit, but you can still get. Second, do something that pushes you to the fringe where you're probably not going to sound so good. You might even make some mistakes. Number three, do something that you can't do. Something that you can't do, and make yourself do it and act as if you are doing that. Okay? For more questions, or to get involved in some of my courses where we employ the rule of threes all over the place, you can contact me in the links in the description below, or you can simply go to www.TRUMPETSIZZLE.com. I'm Kurt Thompson, and you can email me anytime, Kurt, that's K-U-R-T, at TRUMPETSIZZLE.com. Really, folks, if you put this in, it's a new year. So Happy New Year to everybody. It's January 2nd, 2015. If you started right now, I'm here to tell you this will change your playing. I mean, really, if you just take what you're doing and do this, you're going to get results, better results. Rule of threes. Until next time.